the stream so I can see the comments. All right. Oh, I didn't change the title. Yeah. Let's go. Uh-huh. Do the what? I'll see if it changes it if I just update it through here. See if that updates. Framework channel, so that's fine. That's whatever. I'm hoping it updates. Still a little countdown. 2, 1. Yippee! Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another little live stream. I know it says pre-market. Hopefully it says post-market, and Twitter's just whacking out. But I am joined here today with by none other than Mr. Hayes Beats himself. We are going to cover what we went over in the morning session. Just kind of go over what we did on the day. And then we are also going to cover the break of structure in terms of ICT. And probably see what we can do tomorrow, but honestly don't got much. Tomorrow's non-farm payroll. So we're not going to sit here and guess of what's going to happen. Probably more downside is just prediction. It can rip to the downside, go to the upside again a little bit more. But if you check out Hayes Beats Twitter, and if you check out our previous live streams, we have shared a little something with y'all. Let me see if I have it on this one. Yes, bar pattern. So we have a little bar pattern on the weekly right here, right? That is playing out quite nicely. Or on the monthly, right? It's pretty much what we were looking for, and seems like it's going in the right direction so far. So we were looking for a big old pullback right now, and that's what we're getting. Our next liquidity, this is US 100. Next one up is that 786 right here. On the weekly, it's a little bit of a better liquidity. On the monthly, it's looking like 17,000. I mean, you think about it, this was a whole fucking grind up with practically zero pullbacks. So I think we are deserving of one. Possibly come back and retest this high right here at 16,000. That would be phenomenal, right? We have this leg retracing all the way down into here, that 618, kind of this little order block. But we can obviously target this bigger one. On that, I mean, that's our outlook, right? We've pretty much chopped it up pretty well for everybody here. In our previous streams, we said, all right, well, the beginning of the week, we said, well, this weekly can retrace into this volume imbalance on the daily, right? And look at where we rejected. I think that's pretty fucking decent. But won't go too deep into that. We'll save this. This is a reference file. We'll continue on. Okay, let's take a look at what we did today. Right, this morning on stream we said, well, okay, we kind of have this fair value gap, had a nice rejection, and we started to grind up over here on this hourly open. So we were still looking up top at this fair value gap. We took this, went into it right after that 9:30 open, huge bump into it, and then started to reverse over here. I took some micros just on that short sell. Nothing major. Covered some points. Just to test the move, right? We're not playing with her. This was 800 tickle move. I'm not risking 200 point stop with the fucking mini, right? Not in these volatile conditions, especially with everything that's going on in the market. What is it called? Like a circuit breaker. So we're not testing that. That was pretty much the setup, right? We talked about this yesterday. It's all up to levels. We may not have seen a proper setup form over here on the 5 minute. Right, if we retrace on the 1 minute, I'm pretty sure I had a little fair value gap. Yeah, that I traded off of this little fair value gap. That's what I was taking my shorts off of. Did not outline it. But I was looking on the 1 minute. This was my entry point right here for those shorts because I was like, well, we swept liquidity, could not displace above it, had a displacement down. You grind up a little bit, came back up, right? I mean, 300 point, right? If you shorted right here, it's 480 ticks. That's quite a lot. So even on micros, I think I managed like 300, just quick, 300. Your job won't fucking pay you that if you're like a regular employee at working 8-hour day at $18 an hour. You're making less than $300. So take what's given. And we do not complain about it. We take it. We're thankful for it. We're blessed, guided. Right. And that was that play. That was probably the only setup, the only decent setup, except for that overnight one that I've seen. Overnight, we had these liquidities, and I did take a little short over here. I also got stopped out on it. Should have waited for it to sweep, but I was long asleep when this was happening. But this was a nice short, right? We could have played a little retrace on this range as well. I think, what did we come into? Let's do TOTE. Yeah, we almost came up into that. Actually, we did come right into that 705 of that range as well, right? So we had multiple confluences, pretty close to it, right? A few ticks off, but multiple confluences, right? Where we have the 618, 705 lining up, our level that 19072. That's the level that we kept on talking about. We said, okay, we need below this level. We need to displace it in order for us to continue to the downside. That's exactly what we did. We displaced this level, right? Came up and retest. That's what we always want to see. This retest was to a tick. Like, what is the top of this one? High 7425 versus 7250. So a little bit off. But, we're pleased we identified this properly. We'll save this as our Thursday journal. And that was the trade, right? We're keeping it simple. That was the one trade, and you fuck off for the rest of the day. You don't need anything else. That was that. And in the morning, we outlined, not that move specifically, but we gave you guys those levels. So make sure you tune into those morning streams. Pretty decent. They're kind of cool. Get to hang out with me for 8 minutes. Decent. We're learning. Always learning, right? Always improving. And I'm starting to take those trades, which today it helped, taking that micro over here on this setup. That was good confirmation of like, well, okay, And I think that account, like I said, I'll just start using it for those stream levels. And all my other stuff will just be that intraday stuff that I don't typically talk about. It's like those intricate ones where I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I see this, that might be reversing structure, more of like in-depth screen time, ICT stuff. Let's take a gander here at this trend here. All right, still continuing down below that red line, kind of starting to tap out over here. We're way below our SMA, right? So typically, if you're like an avid SMA player, you know that price always likes to pull back to those and reject them. So we're not taking that out of the picture, the fact that, well, we can still come up. You see that deal? They just sent that. So funny. Whatever. It's like a fucking toxic ex. Whatever happened to this? Fuck you. Tune into our stream, guys. Send them the live stream link. Be like, retweet this. Maybe we can hop on. Yeah. Alrighty. So today, right, we're talking mostly about that break of structure. So trend continuation after structure break. BOS on 15-minute chart after high break and momentum confirmation levels. So let us drop down to the 15-minute. Let's get rid of these indicators and let's just go at it, right? This is what we covered yesterday, right? This is our break of structure. Is typically you'll see this low swept, right? So now we're making a lower low than this previous low, right? This is where we see that reversal, and then we start to make that lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and just a continuation down. All right, so that's our break of structure. That's where we see, right? We have a market structure shift, and we also have our break of structure. So let's zoom out all the way and then scroll to some unknown point. Let's go right. Let's see where it's like nice right here, right where we see that reversal. So, all right, I'm sure if we turn on the indicator, yeah, we have that change of character right here, break of structure right there. Right, and why do we have that break of structure? Because we had the higher high, obviously higher than this one, higher low, then higher high, and then we made this lower low, right? So this low is below the low that we've previously formed. So now we've closed it. Now we have a lower high, lower high, and the continuation down, right? Obviously lower low, lower high, higher low, lower high. We're still making lower highs until we're making higher highs. We haven't displaced anything. We haven't broken structure. So then that kind of gives us that continuation down and the reversal. And right, that trend continues, and we keep on making those lower lows and lower highs up until we hit a nice point where we are starting to reverse and starting to make those higher lows and higher highs. So right here, right, we bottom out. This is the low of the lows. I mean, that one too. But then we kind of start making, okay, well, we made a little higher high, a little higher low, a little higher high, a little higher low, right? Because it's higher than this high, and this low is higher than this low, right? As long as we're not breaking those levels. So our next one is probably this liquidity, right? So, okay, what do? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we start to make that lower low. All right, so right here, I'm sure we'll have a little break of structure, change of character, which just showed over here. So not necessarily on like a higher time frame, as this is still just a little consolidating. But then over here, right, this is when we really start making those. And it has that aggressive move. That's when we start to see that market structure shift, right? What we talked about previously in the March context or content. And you can check out those live streams if you go to papertraders.io. At the bottom of the page, there's going to be a little red button. You can click that. It's going to direct you straight to the live section of YouTube streams, and you can check all the previous ones that we have done on there. Check them out. I suggest you look over the morning ones, look over the night ones, look at everything from March and probably everything from this week and specifically Sunday, where we have covered of what we can see happening going into this new month open. All right, that's going to be very helpful for you guys to understand a little bit of how we run things, what we do, what we're all about here. If you're not in Discord, I'd say also join up. It's $9.99 a week, or there's a 30% discount for those interested in like a monthly subscription, right? That's going to get you 30% off of your first month. You can follow that and just, you can stay in there for a month and then cancel it right after. We're not going to hold you there. We want you to stay for the education, for the community. We're not there to give you alerts or spoon feed you or anything like that. We want to teach you how to eat, how to hunt yourself, how to fish, whatever concept you want to use. Because if we teach you how to do that, you'll have that skill for life. And it's something that nobody can take away from you. It's kind of those, you have to go through the motions yourself in order to learn everything. Mm-hmm. Yep. The community that we have is fucking nuts. Yeah, exactly. Now we've gone through multiple stages. We started out getting it free, so we had a lot of people that joined up and have enjoyed the community since, and they're still with us. And then obviously we kind of went through the trials, through the sign up phases, and we're just slowly increasing the prices. Right now, we're in that second stage. So that's another thing to mention. If you haven't joined yet, whatever price you join at, you're going to stay at it until you cancel. So if you cancel your subscription and you were at $40 and prices do go up in the future, or when they do go up, then when you re-sign up, you're going to be now at that new price. So if you're in there and you like it, just stay, join. If right now we still have 2 lifetime memberships available too. If you buy those, I mean, if the prices increase in the future, you're not going to get booted, and then you're going to be like, oh, I need to rebuy the membership. Now you're in there. You're in there for every price increase, for everything. You're locked in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you will. Exactly. And we don't plan on leaving anytime soon. So if you want to hop in there, get in there. If not, no grudges. We're doing these free streams for everybody to learn at the end of the day. But in the Discord, you just get a little bit more educational content. Not a little bit more, but a lot more educational content and actual breakdowns of price and different stocks, time frame by time frame. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Join up if you haven't already. Check it out. It's fun. It's a fun time in there. But other than that, I mean, that's all I have. We can spit some knowledge at them, but whatever. It's kind of back testing, right? Always want to make sure you guys are back testing. If you watch these and you're actually learning and trying to find value from them, I suggest just go back test everything that we talk about on the streams. Like we've back tested the 15-minute opening, right? That 9:30 open, the 15-minute range of it, and how price comes back usually into OTE of it. Like if we take this one, right, we usually say, okay, well, if price holds the OTE of that, we're likely going to rip up 786. We've had this happen multiple days in a row after we've shown this on stream and back tested it. It's like if you took that and you learned that, then it's something that you're gonna see forever now, right? You're not gonna be like, oh, well, why did that candle do that? Now you know why, right? And it can also talk about the wicks, how we retrace into 50% of wicks, and then we typically hold out of them. We've also covered that 4-hour range, 4-hour 2 a.m. range. I have it outlined. This one. Let me get rid of all of this stuff. Whoa. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like that 15-minute open, that's something that I've learned from Timmy, and then just kind of through backtesting the sessions, I was like, well, hold up. What if I take the session range, right? Like the 2 a.m. candle, 2 to 6 a.m., that 4-hour candle typically gives you the top and bottom of the London session, right? So like right here, I can take this candle, and typically we see it retrace into the discount of it, some form of discount, right? Like this one hit that 618 right there and rejected to the downside. That's what I look for sometimes too, right? Like same with this one right here. You take that, you take the bottom of it, not necessarily retrace into 50%, but it's like, well, okay, well, if we haven't retested all the way, we might do it on the next one, right? Like this 10 a.m. candle. Now this one comes up into it and then we reject down. It kind of also depends on what time frame you're playing. Just backtesting things that you find interesting, that you're like, well, I'm starting to notice a little pattern, right? If you're staring at charts for a long time, you're going to start to see patterns like this one right here, right? Our 9 a.m. candle opens up, or 6 a.m. candle opens up, retraces right into OTE. We were already looking a little bearish, right? And then it's just matter of looking at the liquidity that's below. This one retraced into it. We started to close below the slow. Then I was like, well, we're probably going to go down from there, right? We can take a look on the hourly. Where did I outline that thing? It's right here. Right. So we've taken that session. There's our 2 a.m. low. 4 a.m. was the high. And then we kind of consolidated. Then we open up. This candle is kind of retracing it. 7 a.m. come into this top and start selling down from there. Right. And then it's just playing that continuation. Something that we've talked about too. Okay, what is the low of that candle doing? What is the body of this candle doing that is the following candle? Are we closing below, or are we closing above the opening price of that bearish candle, or are we closing below the closing price of that bearish candle? There's a lot of cool things. There's a lot of cool things on the market. There's repeatable patterns. Endless opportunity, endless systems, right? There's no right or wrong system. It's just a matter of learning it and sticking to it. And we've covered this on stream before, where it's like the reason a lot of people don't find profitability is because they're system hopping, right? Strategy hopping. They're trying one thing. Oh, it doesn't work on this day, then fuck, the system never works, right? But if they tested it throughout multiple months, across months, you're going to have a higher hit rate than just like hopping from system to system, right? It's just finding the days that work and finding the days that don't, and just identifying. Exactly. It's all a data driven decision, right? Whether you want it to be or not. Like everything, even everything in your life, right? Like relating to, I don't know, like any personal experience, right? You can look at, it's like learning from your mistakes, right? It's still a data-driven decision, right? Any information that you intake is still a form of data, if we're looking at it from that perspective, from an analogy of like a fucking matrix of data, right, that you receive. Any past experience is data that you collect, and it's up to you to make those data-driven decisions of like, well, okay, I was in the situation previously, and this was the outcome. So what can I do differently this time? Or, well, okay, I made that choice last time, and obviously that didn't play out. So based on the data that I have from that previous experience, I can make a different choice now and see how that plays out. And just like making those decisions of like, well, okay, today I made that choice and that yielded that result, right? It's all testing your hypothesis, if you guys are into science and nerd stuff. You have it's like a theory and a hypothesis, right? Or hypothesis is what you test. If anybody remembers science class. That's what we want to be backtesting, right? That's why we backtest OTE, right? Like this range, it's all applicable, right? Any range, you take any range, you draw it out, low to high, likely going to retrace into that range at some point. Like right here, 8 a.m., probably had some news right there, or 10 a.m. Yeah, 10 a.m. news, retrace into OTE of that, came back down, multiple times, and then finally hit the bottom of that range. Internals to externals, everything's applicable across all time frames, and that's why, right, you can apply it to life. Everything's applicable in your life. Your life is a time frame, right? Older you get, more things you learn, higher picture, more perspective, more years you live, more experience you have, or more situations you put yourself through, the more experience you're going to have, right? It's kind of like screen time. You can either wait for it to happen to you, or you can put yourself through those experiences and learn from them. And that's like backtesting. Hope I'm not rambling. A bunch of random shit. Copy. Speaking of random shit out here. Okay, right. So you're just kind of testing these OTEs. backtesting and chatting. It's the live stream. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's like you have to think about it as like a kid, right? A kid learning how to walk. If you hold their hand all the time, they're never going to learn how to walk by themselves, and they're always going to need that support. They're going to need somebody to rely on for them to hold their hand in order for them to make it from point A to point B, or they're going to, they're going to choose to crawl and they're just going to stay on fucking grounded the whole time. All right? Or a bird, if it doesn't flap its wings, it's going to just hit the ground. So at some point it has to leave the nest. That's something ICT talks about too. He's like, you shouldn't be relying on me, Ray. I'm just a source for you to learn from, and then you should be on your own. So it's really application of the concepts that you should be going for, um, rather than just like taking everybody's alerts, or being like you should be a forever student, right? In life, just in general, you should be a forever student, always questioning everything, asking questions of like, well, why is this doing this? Why is that doing that? But it shouldn't be necessarily of, yeah, exactly. But it shouldn't be to the point of where you're like, well, I'm going to learn all this shit and never apply it, kind of thing. You can be knowledgeable but never apply anything. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah, 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 yeah. He talks about that concept as a success zombie. It's where they go to all the fucking seminars, they do everything right, and they're like, but they're never executing right. You actually have to put your fucking feet on the ground and apply that strategy. You have to get up and walk. To let go of that fear of failure, right? That's why people sometimes never succeed, is because they're afraid to fail. But it's like falling on your face is part of learning, right? You're never. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, 100%. You know, commit or eat shit. Yeah. 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 Pull that fucking trigger. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You got to go after it. Just like, it's like society places all these norms on us in terms of, well, you don't want to do this. That's too risky, right? But it's like at the end of the day, dude, we're all gonna fucking die. So what's life without risk? No risk, no reward. Or are you gonna the regret? It's like fuck. I forget who says that, but it's like the regret of not trying it is is like worse than the regret of trying it and failing, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yep. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Fucking yeah. Andy Frisella actually talks about it. He's like, here's how to succeed. So you have a plan A, you have a plan B. You take the plan B, you fucking rip it up, you piss on it, you fucking burn it, right? And then you commit to sticking to plan A. Because if you have a plan plan B, then you are counting on your plan A to fucking fail. It's like a zero options mentality. That's what he talks about. It's like one of the biggest things you'll learn from listening to those podcasts is the zero options mentality, right? It's either I fucking do this and I do it all the way, and if I fucking fail, I fucking fail. But you can't fail if you only have one fucking option. Right. It's mhm. You're gambling. It's so fucking funny. COVID hits, and then no, your job is not fucking promised if you don't get this shit, right? How's that? Yeah. The only thing that's promised is the shit that you fucking commit to and do yourself. It's like, yeah, it's fucking wild, right? It's the whole. If people are telling you that, fucking block them out of your fucking life. They're trying to drag you down with them, right? Because they know they don't want to do anything else. They want to stay in the fucking same place because they're fucking comfortable, and they want you to stay in the same place, yep, with them under that fucking blanket, watching fucking shitty ass sports with them, drinking fucking beers on the weekends, taking, oh, it's my off day. Oh yeah, bro, can't you just fucking relax? Fuck you. There's no time to relax if you only have one fucking plan. If you're nothing's wrong with comfort, right? If you're fucking comfortable, that's everybody's life choice. But if you actually want to achieve some shit, you gotta go out and do stuff. Oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's the risk, right? It's the trying new things. It's the trying new ways to do things, trying new approaches, and that's why. So I feel like I was a fucking you know straight A student. Well, not straight A's. I had some fucking B's, but I was just so like dedicated to school and so like, oh, I need to do everything by the fucking book and this and fucking that. Like never. I need to do it exactly the way they fucking taught me. And that's where the markets have taught me to just like it's okay to go the unconventional way and do things a little differently than everybody else, right? That's what they want to teach you in school. That's why they want to like, okay, you have to do everything in this order. This is the order of fucking operations, which I was like, it's applicable. But still, it's like, well, this is this way, homework is due then, this and that. Like, these are the fucking rules. Listen to your fucking teacher, right? Sit still, listen, draw on the board, answer questions when you were fucking asked, this and that. Mm-hmm. Like there's morals and there's rules. Like there's some morals that you have to fucking follow, right? And be not an upstanding citizen, but just like be a good fucking person. Yeah, exactly. Just be a good fucking person, respect others, right? And they'll respect you. Just golden rule, right? That's the basics of it. That's the only rule you have to fucking follow. Everything else is bullshit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, then that's the shit that they want to like teach you and put in your brain, right? As a kid, you're growing up, they're like, you can be an astronaut, you can be whatever you fucking want to be, Timmy. right? And then you get to school and they're like, well, actually, that was a fucking lie. But in reality, it's not. It's not. As long as you put your fucking head to it, if you can see it, it's like what Conor McGregor said in one of his videos. It's like if you can see it and you have courage enough to believe it, then you can fucking do it, no matter what. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot to say about that fucking like modern culture of like, you know, everyone everyone's just here. Yeah, I'm here for a good time, not a long time fucking thing. But it's like, but at the end of the day, do you feel fucking accomplished? That's why people are fucking depressed nowadays. Nobody feels accomplished. They sit on their fucking phone, doom scrolling through fucking TikTok, seeing all of this shit that they don't have. So that makes them fucking sad. Then they fucking go to bed. They wake up the next day. They're like, fuck, I didn't do anything except sit on my fucking phone. Oh, well, maybe tonight fucking Emily hit me up. I'm going to go to the fucking bars with her. Wake up on the next fucking morning. You're hungover. You don't want to do shit. And the cycle fucking repeats. It's like if, mm-hmm. It's taking that action. It's taking that first step. It's always realizing of what the fuck is going on, taking count, right, and making a data driven decision. If you want to, it's like the shit that you should live by. Get a drink of water, and I'll spit this last thing at everyone, and then we'll probably end it. If you want to, huh? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you want to if you want to be more than average or like more than whatever life has to offer, right? You have to take a look and see the things that like what you don't want to be. You have to take a look at what those people are doing and do the exact fucking opposite. That's basically what it fucking comes down to. You don't want to be that lazy fucking person that like fucking drinks beers and watches TV. Okay, what are those people doing? Observe. What are they fucking doing? Okay, well, they're partying every Saturday. So what do I need to stop doing? I need to stop partying every fucking Saturday. Okay, what else are those people doing? They're fucking social media posting this and that. Okay, well, what do I gotta stop doing? Fucking probably hanging out on fucking social media. Okay, well, what else are they doing? Okay, well, they're just fucking watching Grey's Anatomy on a Wednesday night instead of fucking educating themselves and reading a fucking book. Okay, well, I gotta start fucking go to the fucking library, go to Amazon, fucking listen to a podcast if you don't want to read. Yeah, exactly. And on that note, guys, we're gonna end it. Just a little knowledge with Shane and Eddie for tonight. A little podcast esque episode for y'all, combining a lot of 100%, 100%. It's like the market exposes who the fuck you are. And look at that, we're going lower. Yeah. 18,474.50 is probably our next fucking level right there. You can. Oh. Well, we're obviously. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Thanks. I like shorts. Well, on that, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Check out www.papertraders.io. That's for all the tools, all the free tools. And if you guys want to have access to Discord, more than welcome to join. We're not going to hold you to it. But if you do enjoy these live streams, give it a like, give it a share. If you learned something, leave a comment below. what you thought was helpful. If at any point you had any questions, leave them down below as well. Some good stuff to check out for y'all if you want to grow. Check out just the MFCEO podcast, Andy Frisella stuff. Check out Hayes Beats on Twitter. Check out Timmy Hedge on Twitter. Phenomenal traders. They're also in the community. And I mean, fucking Mr. Shane is with us right now. So just the two founders of the paper traders streaming. So if you guys enjoyed these, give it a like, give it a share. Other than that, we will see you tomorrow morning. And stay cautious tomorrow. Don't do stupid shit. We're not trading tomorrow. Literally. And if the grass is covered, go read a book.